Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Mirror Mode playthrough. I've got halfway through the Classic Cups already, so let's just carry on. We're going to be going into the Leaf Cup, and you didn't see it off screen because I may have had to do a wee little reset because I can't do intros to save my life, but I got this Cloud Glider unlocked, so I'm going to use that now along with the Mercedes. It looks a bit dumb, but whatever. So yeah, let's get straight into the Leaf Cup. So yeah, first up is Wario Stadium. This track, I'm kind of mixed on it. Like, it's an okay track, like design-wise, in terms of like the actual layout of the track, but something about the sort of dirt tracks, motocross kind of things, like they're never really the most memorable to look at least in my opinion. So, you know, it's like one that it's fun enough to play on, but I don't really remember it outside of the game. So, you know, it's a take it or leave it kind of track. I am still getting a little bit thrown off driving around it the other way around though, so take that how you will. I do like having these all main boost sections though, because, you know, having that like quick burst of speed, there's something satisfying about it. And yes, you can fuck off with that fireball because I know your game. I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to get me. I'd rather you didn't do that. But yeah, let's overtake Wario on his own course, because fuck it, up twist the knife. There we go. And I had to get hit by it when I specifically had the item to avoid that kind of thing, didn't I? But there's been a few of these like dirt track courses. Like the one that I remember most, and not for a good reason, is the Mario Kart 64 one. And the reason I remember that one so much is because that level, that track, goes on way longer than I personally feel it should. Like, something about it just takes ages and it's not particularly interesting to look at either. And it's got that really off-putting design of Wario's face plastered all around the edges. Like, which, that's fine for like a character trait. Wario seems quite egotistical and so he would have his face everywhere. I'm doing terribly this race, but it's just because it's on the N64 and it's a very like low-res JPEG just plastered around the edges. It's not the greatest thing in the world. And let's see, I want to stay third at least. Like, it'd be embarrassing if I ended up going down to 4th or 5th, but that may happen still. Fuck, quick. I was getting quite worried there because, like, you know, once you drop down too far, like, it comes a point where you either have to get lucky with items or, you know, you're kind of a little bit screwed. It's probably the most polite way of putting it. And I'm glad that hit him or got like a fake out hit on him before it got me. So I think this is probably the most like all over the place I've been in any of these runs so far in this playthrough. And maybe that should like be my cue to actually pay attention. Of course I won't though, I'll keep on doing stupid shit and blabbering, but that's kind of my thing. Okay, can I hold this first? I hope I hold this first after I've been thrown around so much. Let's do it. Yes! Thank God for that, I was getting quite concerned there. It's a really pretty ice level. I like Sherbetland a lot. I think this level is absolutely gorgeous to look at. And I suppose it's also kind of fitting the time of year I'm recording this. I'm recording this in December, about the same sort of time it's going up. And yep, it's not snowing outside right now, but it was like, say, a week or so ago. Like, it's not actually that often we get snow in December around where I live. Like, we usually tend to get that later, like January, February sort of time, but now we got some snow this year. I can't say I'm a fan of that because I do voluntary work. I also have to go out for a few other commitments, and like looking out the window at snow is fine. Having to go out when there's snow and it's slippery and it's kind of a fight to, you know, walk down the road, never been too keen on that. But when it's in a video game in a admittedly pretty fun ice level, yeah, I'm perfectly fine with that. And yeah, this level does have a few shortcuts that I kind of remember from the standard layout of it, but just remembering that I've got to do all this backwards, yeah, I did sort of cock it up a little bit on my first run, although saying that, I think it's actually safer to just stay on top than to kind of go down into the water. So I'm probably going to do that for the rest of the laps. Oh, I didn't quite get to me purple boost from. We should say, when I'm saying about like the differences, I am fully aware that this is literally just a mirror flip of the standard course. But when you get some things like ingrained in your memory of like, at this point you swing right here, to have that suddenly at this point you swing left here, or in these kinds of points where it's you remember to drop down the left gap and suddenly you have to drop down the right gap or something, that's where it can kind of throw you off a little bit. And that's why some of these tracks, although they are like just a complete mirror flip, they do still feel kind of different. And that's kind of why I wanted to go through this blind for the sake of the playthrough, just to kind of show off like how it's quite a bit different, because like this isn't the first time I've ever played a mirror mode on like a racing game. I've also played the mirror mode on Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed. It might be the first time I've played mirror mode on Mario Kart though, unless I played one like many years ago. I can't remember exactly, but the first time I've played a mirror mode on Mario Kart in recent memory at least. Okay, I guess I'm going down here now. I did get a little bit buggered up, so as long as I can keep that first until I'm up here. Got it. Melody Motorway, or you can still see the fucking music park signs that they've reversed here. I've been through this already. It's weird that they change the names for stuff like this, although Melody Motorway is a much better name. Just throwing that out there. It's much more interesting than Old Music Park. That could be any fucking level with like music motifs. Yeah, music levels is just in games in general. It's something that like they are a known trope. They are like one of the things you might list off if you go and list off like say you can get water levels, grass levels, fire levels, music levels, that sort of thing. But they're really not as common as certain other tropes. Like the ones that come to my mind for music levels, there's I forget the name of it, but the music level from Sonic Advance 2, and there's also out of the fucking way. There's Planet Sonata from Rise Star, like both versions of Rise Star, which is the cool level where you have the puzzle thing, you move the metronomes around, and that's quite a fun level because that actually uses the music properly. So as you get further through the level and you move more of the metronomes to the right spots, they like it adds layers onto the background music, which is really cool. This one, it as a racetrack, it uses the music in that as you're driving over like the xylophone and the like keyboards and whatnot, then it does play musical notes, which is alright, it's pretty cool. There we go, let's not fuck up on the floor this time. That'd be quite nice. I do obviously need to time it so I don't get crushed, which, despite that being one of the main factors of difficulty in pretty much every game ever, timing's something that I've still never really got that great at. But yeah, this was a course from Mario Kart 7. I think that's why it kind of wasn't as memorable, because like 7, you know, 7's didn't really get noticed as much, at least to my recollection, whereas now, like, to play it in HD, it looks gorgeous, the music's great, it's overall quite a fun track. Yeah, that's it, the most useful thing is clearly coins, you know, coins are exactly what I need. bollocks. Yeah, oh, okay. Go on, get him. Fuck. I was trying to be a little bit clever there, but clearly it was not to be. And I'm going to have to settle for 4th. God damn it. Well, at least I got first on the first 2, so hopefully I won't be that far down. Yeah, I'm tied first. So I guess it comes down to this last course. Let's see how it goes. And of course it's Yoshi Valley. This course I didn't like it when I first played it back on Mario Kart 64. I didn't really like it much playing through 8. But I guess it did grow on me a little bit, though. It's going to be a fucking nightmare now after I've got used to the ideal routes to take now that everything's the other way around. So this may end up being the first cup that I don't get the gold on in this playthrough. Let's see. If so, it'd be kind of a shame to break it this far into the playthrough, but you know, I ain't perfect. And I kind of want to keep this as my blind run, so I don't really want to try again for a better run. Yeah, there's the egg that I need to pay attention to, because sometimes that gets like, it looks like you can dodge it just fine, but sometimes it's a little bit closer to the opening than you think it is initially. And that's why you gotta like keep your eye out on where it is. Particularly I think on the 3rd lap it can be the most annoying, at least to my recollection, but you know, we'll see. Let's go a different way this time. Let's go up here. Forget which way this goes. Oh, this is the one with the cannon, okay. I'm not liking this 6th place, I'm not liking this 5th place either, that's not much better. Okay, fuck you, fuck me. Oh, Jesus Christ. So, I'm not having the most luck here. Like, this is the first one I'm recording in this new recording session, and I think all the bullshit luck I was having last time just isn't paying off here. So maybe I did use up all my virtue of luck last time, and so now the second half of this playthrough is going to be like me fucking up colossally. But yeah, as long as I can hold on to this first. I'm going to do this. That was a gutsy move going on here when I already had the blooper spunk on my face, but eh. Okay, it died. It died, it's fine. I don't need to panic. I don't need to get, you know, all jumpy. And I will say there's a reason why I don't usually do games live. It's because I can get a little bit sort of, you know, not sure what to say when I fuck up. But with this game, because like it likes to keep me on my toes, I'm kind of getting by alright with it, I think. But yeah, you saw just then the Yoshi egg was quite close to the exit you got to drive through, which can be my choke point sometimes. But nevertheless, we'll ignore that 1 4th place and take that as 1st place overall. I'm okay with that. That Leaf Cup is actually pretty big. Oh yeah, we got 420 coins. Joke makes itself. Moving on. See you next cup, folks. Bye bye for now.